What's up, everybody? This is Rob Shack. So today we're going to be doing another max speed test in my Midnight Club street racing walkthrough. This is the Phoenix, what is it? PT DDX or whatever it is. I don't know. Can't remember the name. I just know that it was DDX was the little acronym on the side, but I can't remember the name of this car. But it's the one that Kareem drives in London. So yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Help me get to 1,000 subs. That'd be awesome. So what I'm going to do today in this video is just drive around New York, because I always drive around New York, so it's really easy to drive around and get the max speed test generally of what the car is. I'm noticing right away that this car has a very strange gear configuration, because it goes to its fourth gear super quickly and goes really low. So basically what I'm going to realize with this car is you're going to want to NOS every time you hit fourth gear, because it's like not worth it. I'm assuming it'll start to speed up more and more as we go higher up in the gear, but like that is a weird gear setup, and this game doesn't let you change the gear ratios because that would make this game way more complicated. But yeah, that's pretty hilarious. I definitely think the modicum is like a lot better than this. The only thing that has this car going for it is that it's got NOS for some reason. The second car of Kareem's has NOS, and the third one doesn't. I remember that from when I was a kid, and I thought that was always really weird, and I remember it now, and it's hilarious that they randomly give this car the NOS, because I guess they did that because the fourth gear is so low and so strange that they were just like, well, we got to make it kind of look better, and it's an interesting idea to make the second car have the NOS. That car just nicked me and then went spinning like an idiot, so we're good. But yeah, so this is Kareem's second car. Looks a lot cooler in my opinion. Still is equally hard to control. The cars with lower handling, it's hilarious because basically you just tap the handbrake and the car will just start sliding at like a 45-degree angle, which is not realistic at all, but hilarious nonetheless. I'm gonna try to pass this taxi. I'm gonna jump over this taxi. Okay, so we're fine. But yeah, so the thing with this game is basically the touchier the handling, the more the car will be able to either, you know, like with the modicum, it has such a crazy amount of handling that you basically tap the handbrake and it just steers perfectly. But with this car, since it has crappy handling, the second you tap the handbrake, it just starts sliding at an angle, and then you have to kind of either tap the other way to correct it, or I think if you tap it twice, it basically is like, it'll basically just curve at an angle depending on how hard you tap the handbrake, and that's like the only way to make this car do anything. It's much touchier when it has bad handling. Just turning normally, like left and right, is quicker and more responsive. But I feel like the second you tap the brake is when it just like goes insane. So I feel like, at least I think that's true. I don't actually know for sure, but it just seems like with the cars with bad handling, they'll overcorrect just like this when you're just driving and you're trying to drift in and out of cars. But the second you're trying to make a handbrake turn, you're just gonna freak out. It just doesn't work, you know? It's just very hard to see. So let me see if this is actually true. Does the car actually have really fast first, second, and... Yeah, the first, second, and third gears are insanely close. The third gear is a little bit larger, and then the fourth gear is larger than pretty much every other gear combined for this car, which is it's just so weird. A weird way to set this car up. I'll talk more in detail about that when I review the head-to-head of each of these cars, which I did with New York. I'm going to do that again for London as I unlock them. But yeah, so seems like a good car. It looks cool, and with the bad handling, yeah, you can definitely have some fun with kind of drifting around corners. Like obviously the safe for the car is the one that has the better handling, but you can definitely have more fun with the cars that have bad handling because you can just kind of see what happens. And usually cars in this game with bad handling can go really, really fast, and that still holds true in New York, but it's just every car is super fast compared to every car in London is really fast compared to New York, but it's the same idea as in New York, where the cars that have the better handling are usually a little bit worse, and then there's usually one kind of power play car, which I think in this case is actually the Ascent. I think the Ascent has worse handling than the Phoenix, or the PT, whatever the car's called. But don't quote me on that for sure, because I haven't done it all yet, and the stats really don't mean anything. Like, they do mean something. Basically, they mean something when it comes to top speed and acceleration, but even then, that stuff is like kind of subjective. And I'll go into more detail about that later. But yeah, so this car's pretty good. Gets up to about 150, which seems about right, because I think that's about how fast the Monicum can go, and I think the Monicum and this car have about the same top speed. So we'll see. Yeah, this car's good. Touchy, definitely with the how it steers, but it seems like it's a pretty good car. I do like that it has NOS. That definitely puts it in a league above the other cars, most likely. I haven't gotten them yet, but you can't beat having NOS because that just gives the player so much power. So I'm going to assume that for now. It's a very tentative thing, but I think we'll see, because obviously the first Monicum was so good and the first Ascent was like decent, so we'll see. We'll definitely see. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share. I'll drive around a little bit longer, probably total the car, and then we'll call it from there. I do want to get... Don't you love when you total a car in this game too? The wheels just like perfectly fall off wherever you were, and then you're just like, all right, well, here we go. So I'll stop it here. I'll drive around, get to that bridge again, and glitch on that tunnel because the cars go nuts there, and then from there I'll stop there. Y'all are great. Enjoy the rest of the video.